Just been really, the past couple days at work have been kind of tense. The schedule came out and everyone was like, did you see this bullshit? We're all getting condensed to like 35 hours or whatever, or we were contractually obligated to get 50, but then like at a minimum 40, you know, for full time. But now we're getting under that, so everyone's like, oh, it's bullshit, blah 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 blah. And then I'm at a point now where I don't really care anymore because I've been doing all this fucking overtime that I'm just fatigued. But I get where everyone's coming from. You can't promise workers one thing and then just give them another, and like we're somehow still short on hours despite like being short staffed when we used to have a staff of like 35 people at one point, and we're down to 6 full-time people and 7 full-timers and 6 managers. So if you want to know where all the hours are going, it's going to the managers because that takes up like half the staff. But the problem with that is that the managers don't want to do the menial work, and so you'll have me and like one other person full time on a shift at a given time, and then you have I'm getting texts from Julia about Otakon, so that's what that beeping is. And then what's it called? Everyone's frustrated. They were like pretty much like, man, I bet I'll quit first. They're like, no, I'll quit first. You want to place a bet? Let's make a quitting pool. I'm like, whoa, guys, shouldn't we like calm it down a little bit? Like maybe shouldn't we like, I don't know, speak our grievances to HR or something, or like form a union, or I don't know. Like it's just like, it was a little concerning because it's like these weren't like. Of course, we've all think about quitting. I've thought about quitting a bunch of times, but it's like I just got my insurance set up, right? Finally, like I'm finally not on Obamacare. So, but knowing that like these aren't like lazy people who are talking about quitting. These are like the A players. I always say like there's A players and B players, and let's say B players are the part-timers. All of them have either been laid off or just kind of obliterated off of the schedule, to where they're technically still employed, but they don't receive any payroll because they're never there. Which is fucked up. You can't.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's really fucked up, right? And then, but then you have like the A players who are just either burned out from all the overtime or the fact that there's a million tasks to do at once, but like let's say in a given day I'm giving one task by one manager, right? I'm doing that task all day, and then another manager's like, hey, can you come do this for me? I'm like, oh, I said I was gonna do this. So like, okay, and then another manager comes up to me and is like, hey, can you come help me in beer or whatever? And then I realized that the reason that's happening is because different departments have different managers, but every department has just me. So we're in this like really like unsustainable spot, and then they're not what's it called? I can't be 3 places at once. I try to be, but I can't, and it's taking its.
Yeah, I mean that's what would happen to me.
Yeah, if I shadow clone myself, sure.
Have you ever tried it?
Dude, every day in the mirror. I used to wish that I'd have the power to speed up or slow down time so I could get things done at once, but now I want shadow clones so I can just have a bunch of me's doing each thing and giving it 100%. But then
question in 1 minute, I get it.
Right. You know how many people it took to replace me? Like 2.5.
Oof.
I say half because I did freelance for them, because the person doing it, she wouldn't have been able to do that. And then she has another helper, so I'm like, yo. And now they say, we have no idea how this one person did all these things. I'm like, yeah. And you guys didn't pay me like I supposed to.
Why would we
so I understand.
That's what happens.
Why would
Teach them a lesson.
Why would we pay you when we can, just have you burn out and do X amount of extra work with the promise of you eventually getting a promotion, maybe, and then push comes to shove, we're not going to take any demands because we're going to replace you. But then they don't realize that. See, this is the other thing too, is that this job, I wish that this was like Staples, where you could kind of just walk in and then after like a week and a half, you sort of get the ropes. This isn't really that. Like, you have to go through like this 2-week training thing. You have to taste all these wines. You have to like learn the vocabulary and stuff in order to sell it to people and stuff. It's like, I walked into this knowing nothing about alcohol, like at all. Now I can just like go on a diatribe of why this bourbon is spice forward and why you should get this instead of that. And I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. I know what I'm saying is factually correct, but I don't like bourbon, so I'm like lying, but I'm not really lying. I'm saying
You're
like
going off the theory of it, you haven't practiced it.
Yeah, I'm going off of like a cue card, essentially. Buy this bourbon because people who like bourbon like this bourbon, I guess. But yeah, things are getting, and then I had yesterday and today off, right? And they call me on my day off a lot, which they didn't do at first, which I thought was a good sign. But now after this whole fiasco of being short-staffed that's been going on, they've been fucking calling me. And I got a call from my manager at 7 a.m. and I already had a nightmare the night before about that. I was like, oh God, it's happening. Why is this happening? No! And I fell back asleep and I never called back. Because I promised myself that I wasn't gonna fall for it again. Because the last time they called me in, they're like, oh, someone called out, we really need you, we're behind on shit. And I come in, orders were ahead of time, the inventory was done in the morning. The reason they called me there was because the night manager didn't want to bag the trash or clean the bathroom.
Why would they call you for what?
They called me for that because they didn't want to do it.
Can you imagine? Ooh, there's trash on the floor. I'm gonna call the guy not here.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome, though, if you think about it.
But
No, it's terrible.
yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Oh right, and I didn't even get to the before all of that. The icing on the cake was we all came in around 9, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna unpack the truck. Okay, great, we're gonna put this stuff on the floor. So the truck's supposed to come in around like 9 or 10, or on a good day, hopefully 7 a.m. So it's like ahead of time. But that's not what happened. The truck got delayed for God knows what reason. I mean, there's usually a delay, but this one got like really delayed, and it was delayed from it was supposed to come around like 9 or 10, and they came in at 1 p.m. And so they scheduled all of us to come unload the truck in the morning, so we're all kind of there doing other tasks instead of that. And so the guy my one manager comes to me, he comes up to me, I'll call him Bob for now. So Bob comes up to me and Bob's like, hey, Mech, can you do me a huge favor or whatever? And usually that means, oh, the general manager asked him to do something and he doesn't want to do it. So I'm like, okay, what do you got for me, Bob? And he's like, can you go home?
Jesus.
And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, can you go home and come back? And I was like, what are you talking about? You want me to go to my house to grab something? I'm very confused. It's like, no, I want you to like punch out, go home, come back when the truck comes eventually, and then close. And I'm like, no, I'm already here. I woke up, I got here, and I was like, just give me the overtime. I'll stay till 9 if you want. I'm not gonna stay all the way till 10, but like, that's stupid. Like, come on. Like, I know it takes a long time to undo the truck, and that's why we're all here, but that's not our fault that the truck came late. That's corporate's problem. That's not an us problem. And then so I brought up to everyone else, like, hey, did Bob tell any of you guys to go home? And so I was like, he told you to go home? What the fuck? And then someone else was like, yeah, he told me to fucking go and come back. I was like, yo, if I go and come back, I'm going back to fucking sleep and not coming back. And he said, yeah, fuck this place. And I was like, whoa, that's not what I said. and then it kind of devolved from there, and everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna quit, then I'm gonna quit, and then we'll see what happens on Memorial Day when we're packed with people and no one's here. I'm like, whoa, guys, let's calm it down. And like, morale's been bad for a while, but I didn't know it like got to this point where people are talking about not mutiny. This isn't really mutiny. This is more just like,
you should mutiny. You guys should take over the store.
yeah, we should form a union and like get our dues and negotiate hours.
No, like,
but,
violently take it over, like steal it from them,
Dude, kids
like pirates.
You're right. And so that happened. I finally met the new district manager. This has been a whole thing. There's a new district manager. We're the only store in his district because we're like the 5th one in the state. So he's like corporate brand new, but I don't know if he's worked his way up the ladder like he was on the ground level, or if he's just like a guy who's been like in corporate jobs all his life and now he works here. So I don't know his like background, but I don't trust him, and that I get the vibe that he cares about corporate interests and not the ground level stuff. And so I shook his hand, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, I was avoiding this guy." He's like, "Hi, I'm Justin. I'm Dustin. I'm Dustin, the district manager. I've been he's like, I've been seeing you around."
You know, I know where he works and his name. I could probably find him.
He's like, "Hi, I'm."
You've
hi.
doxed him. He's officially doxed. I'm just saying.
Shit, you're right. Hi,
I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna track him down. I'm gonna go into his house.
Yeah, find his Indeed. So he's like,
that was a joke. I think we could get the channel banned for me saying that. That's not real. That was a joke. I'm sorry. Don't ban him, Mecca.
He said, "Hi, I'm Dustin. Nice to meet you." Blah 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 blah. He's like, "So what do you do here? You're a merchandiser?" I'm like, "Yeah, but on paper, but I'm kind of like I'm here. I'm the delivery. I do the deliveries. I pick the orders. I'm on register. I'm all over the place, basically." He's like, "Okay, cool. What are you doing right now?" And I'm just like, "I'm working on the inventory list right now." And he's like, "Great. Knock it out. And because we need stuff on the floor for Memorial Day." And I'm just like, yeah. Cool. And then he leaves, and I was like, "Fucking asshole. This is a list of 90 items, and the fucking and the overhead is a mess." Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and explain the intricacies of inventory, but basically, okay, you have car keys, right? Your car keys are somewhere in your room. Okay, fine. Your wallet. You're looking for your wallet.
I don't have a wallet.
What do you have?
Okay, fine.
I have a debit card.
Okay,
I just take that.
All right, fine. You're looking for your fucking deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, okay?
Oh, I have that.
But your room is scattered with fucking stuff and moldy socks and whatever. And and it's hard.
How did this happen?
And so it's harder to find the thing you're looking for in your room when you have a bunch of shit all over the floor and you have to you don't remember where you put it, right? So. Mm-hmm. But you're being timed, and they say you have until 12 p.m. to find your fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards and put it on the shelf or whatever. But this list has now it's that, but there's 90 items, okay? And this is an area that's notoriously disorganized. And I told them, I said, "Hey, why don't we take a day or two and just really organize everything alphabetically and just get it all organized so we don't have to spend all day looking for things on a list that we can't fucking find because this place is in disarray." I told them this. They're like, "Yeah, that's a really good idea." I talked to other coworkers about it. Like, "Yeah, it's a really good idea." You know, they told me, they said, "Oh, well, we can't do it this week, Emeka. We gotta wait till after Easter. Easter's a big holiday." I was like, "All right, fine, we'll do it after Easter." After Easter comes, I'm like, "Okay, so when are we gonna do this?" They say, "Oh, well, we can't do it this week because Mother's Day's coming up. We gotta get ready for Mother's Day." I'm like, "All right." Mother's Day came and went. I'm like, "Okay, can we do it now?" They're like, "Well, you see, Emeka, Cinco de Mayo's coming up," and I'm like, "God fucking damn it!" So I'm like, "All right, fine. Cinco de Mayo's over. There's no other holiday."
The country of alcoholics. It's every day. Oh, we can't, Emeka. Saturday's coming up.
They said,
the big drinking day.
They said Memorial Day's coming up. I'm like, "God damn it." I was like, "What holiday's after Memorial Day?" They said Father's Day. I'm like, "Who the fuck is worried about a Father's Day fucking sale on fucking wine? We're a wine store. Yes, we have beer, but come on, what dad is coming in here fucking like, "Oh man, I gotta get my wine for Father's Day." Like, fuck you, man. You know what they did last weekend on a fucking 80-degree fucking weekend? They didn't fill the fridge. Why didn't they fill the fridge? Because I didn't close. And I always fill the fucking fridge with beer. They didn't fill, so I wasn't there, so they didn't fucking do it. and it's 80 fucking degrees, and people are walking in like, where's this beer? I'm trying to get my Heineken, blah, blah, blah. There's no fucking Heineken. I have to turn them away. And you know what they tell me to do when I come in? I'm like, oh, fuck, I better fill the fridge. They're like, no, we need you to fucking fill the warm wine. Because no one's been doing the inventory on the warm wine. I'm like, fuck you, what are you doing? It's the weekend. Who the fuck comes in on the weekend on a hot day and is like, yeah, I want warm rosé today, please. When there's no Heineken, no Coors Light, no Modelo, nothing in the fucking fridge, it's just maddening. And meanwhile, you have the district manager going like, yeah, knock it out. Like, I want to fucking slit his goddamn throat.
Oh.
I'm just so fucking...
Now you can get banned on Twitch for that one.
That
one can't be misconstrued.
You
said you want to kill him.
Whoa, unalive.
I'm gonna have to report the stream of that. I'm sorry.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
You want to destroy him. You want to destroy him.
No,
yes. I'm gonna destroy that manager.
Right. So, yeah, and everyone's talking about, this. We're not ready for Memorial Day. We weren't ready last weekend when it was 80 degrees and it wasn't a fucking national holiday where everyone gets the sites to get drunk. And we're not going to be ready on the actual holiday. We're just not, because they're gonna be worried about lists and fucking inventory and shit, and squeezing everybody's hours and firing part-timers and giving everyone 4-hour shifts and shit. And when everyone calls out on Memorial Day, and they're not gonna be fucking surprised, and I'm gonna be the only one running back and forth from cashier to beer. Did I tell you that we have fucking 2 full-time cashiers? We used to have fucking 9 cashiers, and 7 of them were part-time, and they got cut.
See, this is why I quit.
Well, look, I respect that you quit, and I'm glad, but like, I finally have some money in my savings account, and I finally have insurance all set up.
No, you see, I put up with this here, so it is good to like put up for it and build your savings, but that's why at the end of the day I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Because, like, I did put up with like a lot of nonsense for a long time. But then as soon as the conventions came back, it's like, bye. Nah, that's so infuriating. I know so many people, like, what's happening to you seems so common, where there's like one person at the store who like can reliably do the job, and then everyone else is just kind of like floating. They like can kind of do it, but they're not as reliable as like the one person that like, there's always like, do you understand? I mean,
yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, because there's one
I had a friend at a restaurant like that.
Because there's one.
She was the only one who could fix all the machines. She was the only one who, like, could do the inventory, and like all the other managers refused to do it until she left.
Yeah, and then
hello there.
Then they had to learn real quick. Oh shit! It's Natsuru Yoshimi. What's up?
In the chat?
Why, hello there.
Oh, it's not showing up for me. It's just showing 4.
Oh, you want me to quote the meta? Okay, what was the line after that? It was
this is a audio recording of Nat Sunny. This is a soundboard. Why, hello there.
Wasn't the fucking the next line game over? Game over.
The next line was error in like a really bad distorted.
Right. I'm sorry. You're right.
Shitty text.
It was error, and then the next line was by Sam. Damn it, you broke the game. And then Alex's line was, I guess I'm just bad at video games, and the audience is confused, but don't worry about it.